guys, welcome back to the Struggle Nadeska Academics and Wayno here. Now I know that all of us miss seeing each other in the studio, but even through the screen, I can hear how ashy Academics is when he rubs his hands. This shit is crazy.
Yo, you were thinking of that joke for the last 3 minutes. You couldn't wait.
3 minutes? It just happened 30 seconds ago.
Hey, by the way, for everybody who do watch us, like, yo, give the desk her little props when she gets a little. She be trying hard to get them little jokes in. I'll give you that right now, but I'm very well moisturized.
Trying hard. You're so disrespectful.
I got some Lubriderm over there. I got some Jergens over there, and of course, I got my Johnson baby lotion. But that's
in your private room, right?
What's up? I don't know what you're talking about, Wayno.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. 3 different lotions in one room. What's going on?
Oh man, yo! So yesterday we were talking about Diddy hosting his Put your hands down, your dry ass hands. We were talking about Diddy hosting his dance-a-thon on Easter Sunday for charity. So during the IG live, Lizzo was trying to twerk, and Diddy asked her, just to sit down and chill a little bit. And now fans are saying that he was fat shaming her, so he had to hop online yesterday and clarify the reason, basically saying the song she was dancing to had excessive cursing. Wait, you actually watched this in real time. What did it look like to you?
I turned it off by the time he told her to sit down. Like I thought that he told her to sit down because he didn't want no twerking. I mean, they was listening to the fucking 504 and Big Drip. Like how many songs was they listening to that had bad and crazy lyrics in it? I think that was a good way to save it, but I don't think he told her to chill because of the lyrics of the song.
Some people thought it was because they thought like families and stuff were tuned in and it was Easter Sunday, but who knows?
Diddy, I gotta keep it 100, man, and I hope this don't fuck up a potential Ciroc deal, but Diddy, stop lying, man. Stop trying to set a narrative. Let's be very honest. You saw motherfucking, and by the way, I saw this later. You saw Sway Lee doing the little Big Drip dance with the gun in his waist. You ain't say nothing. But I understand why he said it to Lizzo. Maybe, is it fat shaming? I don't even think it's fat shaming, to be honest. I think we're kind of accustomed to Lizzo doing a little bit too much. Let's cue her at the Lakers game with her ass out, fucking twerking in front of kids. I think that Diddy, with his kids on Easter Sunday, wanted to have a kind of a more family-friendly type of stuff, like tasteful dancing. Mm-hmm. Let's be honest, we love Lizzo, and even though Wayno probably, Wayno would accept it.
Don't start saying
Wayno, you fat shame, nigga.
No, wait. Yesterday, Wayno said, like, once we stopped rolling and we were talking about that, he said he thought it was because it was Easter Sunday.
Yeah, no. But I think, like, we saw Drea do a little bit. Mm-hmm. And I understand why people think it's fat shaming, but I do think that we're a little bit accustomed to like Lizzo doing a little bit too much, and Diddy try to stop it. I don't really think it's because it was fat shaming. So I'll give him the pass for that, but Diddy, let's not act like you don't know that Lizzo be wilding on the gram from whether when she posts or when she shows up to public appearances. That wasn't the stream you're trying to.
Well, I hope that after that was over, they put a call in to Sway Lee, because what he was doing was way too much. I thought that was like a super bozo move. You know what I mean? I hope they made a call to him and told him about himself, because like if we gonna get mad at Lizzo, then we should be mad at him too. For real.
That's fair.
Absolutely. And it's kind of weak blaming the music. Like, wasn't Diddy picking the music? Like, come on, bro. Come on.
All right, so over the weekend, about 850,000 people tuned in for the Primo versus RZA battle. Now, here's one that no one really asked for, but maybe this would be interesting. So, Ja Rule is telling Fat Joe and Swizz Beatz that he's ready to battle 50 Cent. Hit for hit, he says, I want all the smoke, but I'll behave. Of course, 50 responded by trolling him on Instagram. All right, man. You guys would definitely watch this if it happened. If 50 were to ever agree, you would tune in for this shit. Be honest.
This shit would last for a total of 2 minutes. I promise
2 minutes
you,
of jokes, though.
Yeah, it would not. That shit would not go past. Because first off, I don't see them getting on live together, right? But if they did, wouldn't no music be played? I don't think there's no. It would be like Soulja Boy versus Famous Dex. You know what I mean? Like it would be no music played at all.
Oh, wait, no, you thought of that joke for a minute. Okay, I'm gonna give you that one. That's a good one.
I'm just saying, okay. Like it would just be all aggression. I think 50 would be doing a lot of laughing. And Ja Rule, man, I love Ja Rule, but stop it, brother. I don't know, yo. Like that's just wouldn't happen. I don't see it happening.
Yeah, all respect to one of my favorite groups ever, the Locks, but it would more resemble like the infamous like 50 being on the phone with Styles P, where like he's almost like talking and kind of low-key clowning. We're not playing any music. Like, these guys are like mortal enemies. Like, they've been beefing for 20 years. I mean, honestly, there's definitely a history of very, actually more than storied history of some street stuff that's happened behind them. They're not getting on to like entertain fans in the quarantine. Are you crazy? Like,
Right.
to be honest, like if there is, and by the way, in all of this, I'm still looking for that big like monetization off of it, right? Like, I'm pretty sure if 50 really wanted to do something with Ja Rule, he could monetize it in a million different ways before the quarantine. Why the fuck get on Instagram to do it for the fans? Y'all hate each other. Wayno, would you get on Instagram live with your with someone you don't like for the entertainment of the fans? Like I
Nah,
mean,
because
someone
I'm not a performer. These niggas, some of these niggas are performers. I'm not a performer. But I mean, nah, if I got real problems with a person, I'm not going to do it for the fans. Like, I'm not
shots
gonna
have
do it
been
for the fans.
fired, people have been stabbed.
Yeah.
Like, come on now, why are we getting on Instagram
Yeah,
live?
I'm not doing
Like,
that.
you know what I mean?
I'm not doing that.
Josh is trying to change the narrative right now. All right, so more than likely not going to happen. We could all agree on that. So a few weeks ago, Boosie really upset a lot of people. He made some pretty horrible transphobic comments about Dwayne Wade's 12-year-old who is a transgender girl. And in an interview with The Breakfast Club this week, he said he's actually been losing money because of those comments. So they asked him if he felt the need to apologize to D Wade, and here's what he said.
Nah. They already tried to do that. They were trying to hook up some shit with a meeting with they say Jay-Z was gonna get him on the phone and all that shit. I need to apologize to save this and save that I got coming up. They gonna, hey, tell Jay-Z I don't want to talk. Yeah, I'm not apologizing for shit. I don't give a fucking Jesus call and tell me to apologize. I said what I said, man. I felt that was right. I felt that was right, and I said what I said. I don't want to talk. I don't want to apologize.
So that's Boosie confirming that they, whoever they are, made an attempt to get him to apologize, and it would have involved a meeting with Jay-Z, allegedly. He said, not gonna happen. I don't know if we talked about this story when it initially happened. So what are your thoughts on this whole fiasco? Should he be apologizing at this point?
Nah, I don't think Boosie should apologize. I mean, I think that excuse me, I think for certain people, we just not accept certain things, but certain people are who they are. And like Boosie, if you watch that interview, the whole interview, he's wilding. He's saying all types of crazy shit on there. But that's who Boosie is. That's who Boosie always been. I personally felt like everybody has an opinion, and why everybody might not want everybody's opinion. Boosie gave his. I'm not gonna I don't think he needs to retract what he said at all. It doesn't do anything for him and D Wade's relationship. It's not like they had one prior. I don't think he was thinking about even having one at that point. But yeah, I don't care for Boosie I want Boosie to be Boosie. I don't care for him apologetic Boosie at all.
Yeah, I think with the audience Boosie has, not apologizing actually looks better, And I will say this:
even the fact that he said he's losing money, though.
He's still getting money though.
He's getting a lot of money still. I will say this: whether people want to admit it or not, there's a certain type of artists, right? If Russ said this, he's apologizing. If Drake said this, he's apologizing. Let me see. Meek Mill said this. At this point, he's apologizing. But when you get these super hood niggas who, like, to be honest, their audience likes them for being a little bit unfiltered and also going against their counter culture in a lot of stuff they think or say, or being old school, they don't have to apologize. These people include Gucci, Boosie, Kodak. Kodak said very wild things. You think Kodak was about to apologize? Well, Kodak says to T.I. He made a diss song. He ain't apologizing for shit. Did he lose maybe some support from certain people? Yeah. But did his fan base and the people who really truly support him say, yeah, that's our guy? Are we glad he didn't apologize? Yeah, so like for certain people who aren't like all the way big and like super mainstream, like they could get away with that, and Boosie's one of those people. So, I think this quarantine thing has shown us that people just respect honesty. And by the way, we talked about this before. Again, while we may categorize his comments as transphobic, I will definitely say some people applauded him for saying something that they were thinking but too scared to say. Right. And him being in a position of power to say it, a position or the spotlight to say it, I think they actually gave that some praise.
That's very interesting that you say that, because usually you want someone to like speak out for things that maybe like, social injustices, things that affect you that you can't, not to just be transphobic. But anyway, I understand the points you guys are making. I guess that's what people expect from Boosie, and he's not gonna change.
Right.
Elsewhere, so a lot of interviews happening right now. So Gucci caught up with Big Bank and DJ Scream, talked a lot about his past beefs. He said him and Future are actually good now, that they patched things up after falling out over how to release their Free Bix 2 mixtape. But when Jay-Z's name came up, he said he doesn't have a problem with Jay, but he also doesn't run behind Jay like other guys do. Take a look.
Well, I ain't got nothing. Me and Jay-Z ain't got no problem.
No problem. But I thought you dissed him before.
Man, he know why that shit out.
I'm just
I
saying.
don't run behind. Listen, I ain't trying to be funny, but like I don't run behind Jay-Z like all the other niggas do. Like, I don't even know why you guys like real.
Man, this nigga here crazy, bro. Who running
Like,
behind
serious.
Jay-Z though?
I'm just saying, like, you just drop that shit like you just dropped a big name or some shit. Like, I don't give a fuck about no shit, no nigga, bro.
All right, Ak, I know you felt very confident. No, that's not the word. You were very excited about this topic, but why?
No, I'm not excited about the topic. You know, I really there's a misnomer going around that I don't like Jay-Z. Jay-Z, I love you. And by the way, tell Deuce to holler at me for sponsorship. You need your Ciroc, okay? I need to get a sponsorship on that. But regardless, what I'm trying to say is that, you know, like, I've always thought this, you know, like, during, and again, if I'm being long with it, cut me off. During my media journey, like, I've seen that really the narrative of hip-hop is really determined by the East Coast, right? There's, of course, you know, there's some West Coast people, and that's why, like, you get Biggie and Tupac, or you get the Snoops or whatever. The South is underrepresented, and a lot of people really have, like, this really thought that because we love Jay-Z so much, everybody loves Jay-Z. We saw what happened with the Money Phone shit was whack when he dropped that, what was it? What's the name of the album? 444.
Yeah.
A lot of people from the South said, whoa, Jay-Z doesn't determine anything down here. Future was one of the people who did a song with him like a couple weeks before, and he spoke out publicly about that. I do believe in the South there's a whole different dynamic that we don't acknowledge. People like Gucci, people like Boosie, people like, Future, Scarface, T.I., other people who have been a little bit more historic and, like, you know, represented. People care about their opinion, and also, I will say, definitely, this was probably a jab at Yo Gotti. You know, whether we want to admit it or not, Gucci Mane acknowledges that Yo Gotti was a part of this, you know, reform alliance with Jay-Z kind of heading it up. And I think it's probably him kind of throwing a jab to say, listen, we don't march at the beat of his drum like certain rappers. I think that rapper, people who thought it was Meek, it's not Meek. Yo Gotti.
But Gucci been saying shit. Like I remember Gucci had a bar saying something like, they knock the bird print, but don't knock the blueprint 3. Like saying that they listen to his shit, but don't listen to Jay shit where he from. Like I think like with Gucci, he's his own representative. He's his own man. Like he always stood on his own. So I'm not surprised by seeing him say something like that. I think that like him saying is just playing the flag. Like we don't have to go through Rock Nation HR to do the shit we need to do. You know what I mean? That's basically what it is. I don't think it's a diss to Jay at all, but I think it's just like him basically stating like, you know, it is a lot of people that do run behind Jay, but he's not one of them. I respect that.
I'll ask a question to Wayno. Do you think, like, I guess when he said it, it made me then think about people who would categorize as that. Do you think there is a consensus of people thinking like, yo, these rappers, like, for example, I'm legit, like, this is not just me making shit up, right? I've heard people say, yo, not gonna lie, Meek recently, they have kind of looked at him a little funny. They feel like he's marching the beat of Jay-Z's drum. Now, again, I think he's doing brilliant business moves. Jay is a businessman. But I think people who look at him like, yeah, like, you just kind of follow his lead. Do you think that that's a growing thought?
And what people are you referencing
definitely.
when you say that, though? Ak, you're talking about fans, you're talking about industry people, other artists, his peers?
I would think it's even fans. Okay. I think it's fans.
I think fans do that, but I think that the biggest thing is like, okay, it's a certain way, right? So I think with Meek and Jay's relationship is more of like mentorship. It's a lot of mentorship because for years we've seen it's a lot of stuff that's probably going on behind the scenes that people don't know about that got them close. I don't see a problem with them, you know, with their relationship and how they handle it because I don't think Meek becomes the person that he is today if he doesn't have that type of mentorship. Not saying that Ross wasn't giving that to him, but I think that he had to get a little bit closer to Jay to kind of understand. And he's more like a Jay as far as the type of artist he is, as far as like him, the type of music he makes, right? And what he represents. Now, yeah, there's definitely people who but I don't call it running behind Jay. I think that it's people that just follow his lead because they look at him as the best. They look at him as not only the best artist, but the best businessman. So it's like, if you're gonna follow somebody's lead, why wouldn't you follow that type of lead? But I do also understand that, there's people like I even say Ross to an extent. Like Ross, I don't think Ross ever followed a Jay-Z's lead. I feel like Ross kind of set the standard for what he wanted Maybach Music to be, how he did it on his own, the whole idea self-made. That didn't involve Roc Nation. You know what I'm saying? Like I think that there's tons of people who have relationships with Jay that don't necessarily run behind him, but the mentorship is a thing. I just don't. I think that it's cool to call people dick riders. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I thought that was a growing thought, like amongst a lot of people. And then I know the desk asked, is it industry people or is it fans? I thought a lot, like just watching the conversation on Twitter, even though I try not to like engage too much because they'll hate me. But still, I watch it. When it came time for the Jay-Z move with the NFL, I saw a lot of people saying, hey, you're not gonna, even though there are some discrepancies or critiques you can have about it, you won't see these list of rappers critique it because they're on Roc Nation or because they're whatever. That's why it was surprising when Rihanna basically said, I'm rocking with Cap. It was surprising when J. Cole said, I'm rocking with Cap, because a lot of people thought they would just normally say, yo, just believe in Jay. Believe in Jay. Jay has a plan. So, I do think people watch for those things. And, for better or for worse.
Didn't Jay help? Like, didn't Roc Nation help with Meek's legal battle? I'm not remembering that incorrectly, right? They were integral in getting. I mean, and that's like very recent. So you have, that's an extra layer of loyalty.
But I don't think it's like an old, like, you know what I mean, like that's a debt that you got to pay off or something. I just think that like even with Rihanna, like I just like the fact that Rihanna, like, these are political views, and people, like, certain people just have their certain political views. I don't think that that's like a Roc Nation or a label thing at all, or your alliance thing. Like, certain people just, we're all friends. I don't know if Act might be a Trump supporter on the low. Like, who knows? Like, out of the three, most likely is him. But and I'm just saying that's not gonna make me that's not gonna make me say, all right, like, Act, we, even with the 6ix9ine shit, okay, everybody knows that you're cool with 6ix9ine. Even though I don't agree with him, that doesn't make me say, oh, I can't fuck with Academics, because we just got different views on different things. You know what I mean? Like, that's not gonna stop people from working together.
Yeah, I guess I look at it, at least just personally, in the grand scheme of things, like on a very big business level, where like Jay-Z is like really pushing forward and like really almost monopolizing so many things. And like, to be honest, you look at certain artists who, of course they would want to be a mogul as well. You're looking to see if they are just going to completely follow his lead, or at times be individuals and like separate.
Come on, Academics. You know everybody got to take that blood sacrifice when they go over there. Like, come on, man.
What? Wait.
No, don't start any rumors here where he's going to believe everything you say. I would say an artist like Rihanna, though, she's so far beyond. Like, she's very untouchable. You know what I mean? She's always very outspoken now. And, like, I don't know, like, no one's...
she sell more bras and panties than she do records. She don't care.
Yeah, bro, she's on another level. She can say whatever she wants, and I respect it. So, yo, guys, it's been I don't even know. Has it been 30 days so far that we've been trapped inside? Almost. Getting there, if not 30 already. And I think some of us have been going a little stir crazy, but a lot's been going on with Young Chop. Maybe you guys can make some sense of this. So... a few days ago, he was taking shots at people on Twitter, calling people like Meek, French, and Cassidy scary. He called 21 Savage a bitch and questioned gang affiliations. Then he actually went to 21's old hood and posted an IG video of him asking people about his whereabouts. Then he said he was like shot at while driving through the area in an Uber. XXL said he got arrested afterwards for, I think, reckless something, I don't know. Then he claimed he was taken into custody for reckless conduct, thank you, for expired tags. And then over the weekend he dropped a diss track called You Know What We Do, taking shots at Drake, 21 Savage, Meek, French, and more. So Meek and French seem to think there's something going on, that maybe he's dealing with a mental illness during a very rough time. But what's your take on it?
Yo, so look, Young Chop. What's crazy is when we was testing to do the show, like me and Young Chop actually have a rapport. You know, a little bit of rapport. We're not friends, but like we tried to do business together on a few artists before. To me, I went to Chicago and met with Young Chop before and his artists at the time. Young Chop is a very competent person. He's not stupid. I don't believe he's crazy. I think that right now he's just trying to get hot. Like for the most part, I just look at it as him trying to get hot. And people have like a lot of weird ways of doing that. Like I said, like I've had numerous conversations with Young Chop, and never until him talking about nobody. It just was about business. He doesn't seem like a person that's off to me in any way, shape, or form. I just think that like he had a fucking moment, and once he said one thing, he was like, I might as well just fucking ride this shit and see what I get out of it. I just think that he's playing a very like dangerous game because it's not just about somebody else's safety, but his own safety. Like it's just certain things you don't play with, and I think that like he's a little bit out of line with how he's doing whatever it is he's doing.
So do you think he had issues with these people, any underlying issues, and then he decided to run with it to get hot, or he just completely just making
I feel like he had issues with Meek when he mentioned the whole Polo G thing. I feel like he had issues with Meek, but I just don't understand why he's doing the shit that he's doing ultimately. Because like I said, for how I know him, he don't act like that. Like when I spoken to him ever. So I just don't get it.
Yeah, I don't think he's mentally ill. You know, I really looked into claims of like, you know, close associates. Actually, his brother, which he now denounces, his brother said, "Hey, listen, his mom passed away, and he's having a hard time kind of deal with that loss." And you know, I kind of was looking into that. You know, people deal with loss and they mourn differently, but from my research, his mom passed away in 2016. 4 years later, he wasn't acting like this for the last at least 2 years, at least 2016 and 2018. So I really don't think it's like that mourning thing going on, or like, you know, some people say he has a death wish. I don't think that's what it is. Mental illness. Do I think it's that? I don't think it's that either. I think he is at the point where Soulja Boy was at when Soulja Boy started kind of going off. And Soulja Boy felt blackballed. And I do think when you met all these people, I don't think he's dissing people randomly. He has a lot of interactions with certain people. Maybe they haven't gone well, or maybe they haven't panned out, and he feels like he's been blackballed. And, you know, again, the 6ix9ine method, or even the Soulja Boy method, you know, Soulja Boy was kind of hot for like 7 months. Came on our show and like it was kind of lit, right? I think he feels that since I was blackballed, fuck it. I'll try to quote unquote expose like all of you guys, but he's doing it in a very dangerous way, and he's encouraging and welcoming violence. You know, when Soulja Boy was doing it, we didn't see Soulja Boy other than the first time, only time he went to the hood, like there was a physical altercation. We're seeing Young Chop being shot at. We're seeing him trying to pull up the people's hood. We're seeing him shooting guns. Very dangerous. I hope he actually understands and figures out that what he's doing, like, because every time he posts a beat video, he posts a song, and the views don't really match. Right. The thing is, what artists need to realize, you could get 1 million people that will tune into a train wreck. They will tune into you throwing your life away forever, going to doing some shit that's going to land you in prison for life, or for you to get killed. But that doesn't mean that attention will also go to the music. If you look at the views, you look at the streams of Young Chop, they pale in comparison to the amount of blogs that post him. Shit, I'm one of the blogs who post him. Right. It pales in comparison to the YouTube views of people watching him beef with Meek and the Sen Third. You get me? So I resent what, well, not resent, but like I deny what French Montana and Meek Mill say in terms of he needs to be in a madhouse or like he has mental illness. But this is what happens when an artist feels he's been blackballed. By the way, he told the story of how ever since he publicly spoke out against Kanye West for how Kanye West changed up his beat on Don't Like, one of the biggest songs he did with Chief Keef, he said he felt like a lot of people in the industry looked at him like, whoa, why would you ever rock the boat with a bigger artist like that? And he felt like from then on, the shift started. You get me? Also, by the way, he accused me. He said he felt that 21 Savage was telling me or paying me not to post him. He said, by the way, his biggest hisses with Chief Keef, he said he felt like people were paying Chief Keef not to work with them.
That don't even make sense. Yeah, like pay him to not work with him. Like, why would somebody that you don't make money by doing that? Like,
again, my only thing is that when someone feels blackballed, sometimes this is like, unfortunately, this is what happens. I pray for his safety. That's all I can say. I pray for his safety, and I hope that he's not incarcerated, because that's what happened to Soulja Boy, that had him change his life for like a little bit. You get me?
yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Thank you for that. Hopefully it does not get to this point. I mean, we do have to go in a minute. But let's end with this, and we'll talk a little bit more about it tomorrow and how artists are coping with COVID-19. We know some artists have had the virus. People, I think, like West Side Gun, are recovering. But health experts are telling New York Times that we might not be able to go back to concerts or sport events until fall 2021, which would be pretty crazy. So, sorry to end on a sad note, but think about that. We'll talk about it tomorrow. Guys, send us your fan questions. We're on Twitter at Everyday Strugg with 2 G's. Gentlemen, final thoughts quickly? No? All right, let's see you guys.
I'm just thinking about what the hell I'm gonna do today.
No. Hey, listen, I just hope, every day, like, people really try to stimulate their mind, because I'm really concerned about people's mental well-being, just sitting at home, being stir crazy, and also, not really having, doing a repetitive cycle of the same day, same thing. So, I hope everyone start learning new trades, start, learning more, read books that could, help you when this is going to be over at some point. Yeah. Make sure you're equipped, because right now it might seem bad, but opportunity opens up. That's all I can say.
It's true. And tomorrow we're going to find out. Quotes. I was going to say, tomorrow we're going to find out what books academics has been reading.
Wayne O'Hayden.
All right, guys. See you
that
tomorrow.
Rock Nation hate. You already know.
Hey, by the way, this is the best time to start a podcast, all that. Like, yo, bro, go ahead. I want people to accomplish your dreams. That's it.
Absolutely.
And read books, like you said. See you guys tomorrow on Everyday Struggle.